So we're currently watching The Nest.
What are your thoughts so far?
You know I love this shit, so I'm just hoping that you're okay with this one.
I'm the writer of the apocalypse.
The apocalypse, the Jesus it gets batshit crazy.
You're listening to WCOW. Wacow.
Hi, I'm Captain, and that's Kip.
Oh.
We're Captain and Kip in the morning. If you can't put those two things together on your own, you're a fucking moron.
Whoa, hi-yo. Well, press the delay button on that one. I cannot hold this guy down.
Nah.
We never know what he's going to do.
Man, I'm always just... Once I get that morning coffee, just round one. Here we go. Ding, ding.
How many cups is that, John? Number 7?
Oh, okay. Right. Calm down there. Let's just jump right into some news stories for you, Kip.
All right. Looks like there's been another pileup on I-71. Make sure when you're approaching the off-ramp for exit 53 that you slow down long enough for them to finish sweeping, because it was quite a mess.
Please.
We don't thank those guys enough. They're hardworking dudes. Give them some space, will ya?
Kip, I'm so glad you went there. These guys and ladies, these are hard hat wearing, hard working folks, okay? We're talking about that Alabama song. Remember the one we love? A 40-hour week for living.
Absolutely.
Just to send it on down the line.
Yeah, and sometimes when I'm driving past a construction site and I see the construction workers, I have a hard time not associating it with the guy that slept with my wife. He was in construction, well, I just do the best I can to get through it. Anyway, let's go to sports. You've got something for us?
Yeah, it's Captain here. Kip, we'll need to talk about that later. The local Diggers baseball team we got here in our town of Saskatchewan here, the Saskatchewan Diggers, newcomer Bobby Bigsby hit one out of the park.
Really?
Yeah, home run. First home run we've had at the stadium since it was built back in 1953.
Oh.
Just a little fact there.
That's a long amount of time.
That's right. Another
almost
terrible...
as long as my last marriage.
Oh, Kip.
Anyway, moving on.
All right, sure. So terrible story. There apparently is... Kip, get this. There is a... It seems like there's a serial killer in our midst in Saskatchewan.
Really?
Yeah. So he's what he's done is he's gone into all these grocery stores, taken the whole cereal aisle, and just mowed it down.
Oh, so you're saying he's not a serial killer?
He killed it.
Like
Well,
he's
he
not
did.
stalking the townspeople.
No one can eat this cereal, Kip. It's literally destroyed.
Oh, well, all right.
All right, well,
Yeah,
listen, we got time for a word from our sponsor, and then we'll be right back with Kip and Captain in the radio in the morning time.
You're listening to WCOW. Wacow.
We kind of just want something, I think, as humans to relate to and watch, even if it's a fantasy of some other being. It doesn't even have to be a human, I don't think. I think it's just a character almost. It can be a cartoon or something. It can be a talking dog. But it's that character going through a conflict, whereas something they love has been harmed or taken from them,
right? And
then they react to it, and they actually, by the end, they succeed in whatever that reaction is, like whether it's revenge, whether it's dealing with grief or something. But by the end of the movie, you want to feel like something has been relieved,
right?
And so, like, I love the idea of there's a reason that there's hundreds of movies, thousands of movies based on somebody kidnapped your daughter.
Right.
Now you got to hunt them down.
Right.
You know,
They're pushed to a
there's
point-
something there.
They're pushed to a point where they have to turn and actually say,
like
I'm going to take care of
normal
this.
people have to step outside of their bubble of safety. You know, wake up, go to work,
Right.
come home, eat dinner,
Right.
watch a movie, go to bed. You know, that's the bubble. And then nature's out there the whole time, just ready to kill you or kick your ass. you
Yeah.
know? And I just think
because
that
because it is what it is.
that's
It's
the
indifferent.
reality.
It's not evil. It's
Like,
just
that's the reality.
indifferent.
We could have a tornado, or, you know,
Right.
a tree could fall on our house, we could die. I mean, that's still,
Yeah.
but
So I'm
it's,
just gonna raise the-
I think that
Keep
I
going.
think that those movies are something that will never completely die out, even though violence isn't maybe as popular. Maybe it is. I don't really know, but
right.
I think violence is portrayed differently now in movies than it was in 1984 with Commando. Like,
That's
I think
true.
and especially that trailer. You don't see a trailer now. I mean, I guess the new Rambo movie, let's use that as a reference. Like,
Okay.
the new Rambo, which I cannot wait for, Last Blood. Oh my God. You
Tell us
fucking
about that latest
kidding me?
trailer. Whoa.
All I want is to see Sylvester Stallone for maybe the last time. I don't care, as long as he does it right. I want to see him in
Right.
almost ridiculous shape for an 80-year-old. I'm kidding, but he's got to be in ridiculous shape. He's got to be tough as hell, and then I want to see him setting booby traps, just intricate, brutally violent booby traps for
Right.
every character that he wants to kill in the movie.
Okay.
And there needs to be a 10 to 20 that he has to kill. I want 10 to 20 major booby trap style kills, and Sylvester Stallone saying one-liners, "I'm gonna tear your soul out of your asshole," you know, like, and that's all I need. Like, I'll
Beautiful.
be very happy with that movie.
Fantastic.
And I'll say, Stallone, you can retire now. You don't have to, but you can. You've done your masterpiece. And then I want Schwarzenegger
Right.
to do King Conan,
Okay.
and I want him to do it the most brutal, realistic. Maybe he should die in the end. Like, I want
shit.
it to be.
Like he lives by the sword, dies by the
Yeah,
sword.
I want it to be like he has got a philosophy now. He's become king. Now he doesn't want to be king.
Now
He's
that you've
bored.
said this, what do you think about? Did you watch Logan? The movie Logan.
I did not. I watched the first few minutes and was amazed. And I know, how dare me? I just honestly, dude, I've not watched.
Logan is a classic. It's definitely up there. A lot of people are like, man, that's actually a pretty good fucking
It looks,
movie.
Brian, you know me. Let's talk about this real quick.
Dark and hard and real. It's
It
like
is,
very cool.
but you know me.
It's Johnny Cash like Wolverine. It's wild.
And I love it.
It's straight up like
Now, but what is my kind of go-to thing here on this? Like, why do you think I haven't?
revenge.
But why do you think I haven't watched Logan yet? Like, do you
Because
know?
you want to be able to focus on it and take it in.
That's one thing.
Oh.
The other thing is, no, and
I don't know
my
what the other thing is.
superheroes, I never really. Okay, I have two favorite comic books, and I didn't read comics very often. I really didn't.
Okay.
I actually read dime style novels more than comic books.
Well, what the hell?
Yeah, what's wrong?
Sorry.
The only two comics I would buy and read really was Conan the Barbarian,
Okay.
King Conan and Conan the Barbarian, both of those, and The Punisher. And those are literally, both of those characters are human. They have no superpower.
Yeah,
They have
right.
nothing but a sword or a gun. They're men. They're kind of beat the fucking hell up. And so with Wolverine and anything superhuman, I tend to, at least when I was younger, just not be.
Right.
I liked Wolverine because it's kind of a, who doesn't like those claws, and it's kind of a brutally.
Yeah.
It can be brutal if they wanted to, like him
Right.
just killing people with these things.
Yeah, they go a great direction with it, man.
Yes.
It's just definitely a much older man that's like, look, I've been fighting because Wolverine is older than the average human because of his
Okay.
regenerative abilities. He's actually like 300 years old.
See, and I don't know this stuff, but that's cool.
Yeah, part of the saga is that he's missing a chunk of the memory because of the experimentation that was done on him in the 70s. It's what turned him into the adamantium skeleton Wolverine. He was originally born just as a, somebody that could heal immediately.
Was he human?
He's just a mutant.
Just a random.
He was born a superhero.
A random DNA quirk
anomaly.
Yes. Just that
so
random, which is true. Right. It happens
in the Marvel universe. If you're born with a superpower, you're a mutant. And so X-Men are mutants, and so Wolverine is also a mutant.
Is Superman a mutant?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, because Superman was made because he was from another planet, and it's a DC universe.
So he's an alien then?
Basically.
Yeah. Okay.
He's a god among us. Okay. That's the whole thing.
Okay.
So
didn't mean to derail you, but...
No, please.
But Wolverine...
Derail all day. Trust me. Good.
Wolverine, I love, and I remember... reading the first few Wolverines that came out. But see, I remember in my head, Wolverine, the Wolverine I'm thinking of, came and got popular right around the same time as the original Punisher started coming out. So, and I could be wrong. I'd love to check those dates. Yeah. But when Punisher came out, I'm the one buying like Fangoria magazines and Gore Zone and stuff, and not buying comic books. I was buying the Punishers and a couple of Conan comic books.
What was it about Conan and Punisher at that age that appealed to you? Why were you checking those out?
I honestly can only say that I think it was they didn't have a power other than their own motivation, like other than their own will to fight or whatever. Like Conan, just he was a slave and then he was a thief and he's a king. It was Conan's just a real person, but he's just this gigantic monster of a person. He's like, I'm going to live on this planet Earth and I'm going to be successful in some way, whether I have to chop you up, you're not gonna, I'm going to take care of the things I love and survive.
Yeah.
And Conan could die if you killed him, he would die.
Right.
And I fucking love that. And Punisher too.
Can I say something?
Please do.
That's why you would appreciate Captain America.
You're listening to WCOW. Wacow.
All right, you're back with Kip and the Captain in the morning here on WCOW.
Wacow.
That's right.
Kip, that's like a tongue twister, isn't it? Giving the captain a grapple. Anyways, let's jump right into the daily news.
Okay.
On Highway 63, you've got basically a bloodbath. Don't go there. Kip?
I see. Well, our local high school team almost won the state championship, but like many years in the past, they got up to the third game in the bracket, and then, that was pretty much it. So, that's fine. They want to give up when somebody else has almost $100 on a 10-point spread, but that's fine.
Oh. Well, that's a terrible story. The other thing in the news here today is Sally Mae. The Sally Mae...
Hubba.
The Sally Mae Candy Company is closing their doors. Anyways, Kip...
We better get over there, Captain.
Also in the news, the Sally Mae Candy Factory that we've all come to love over these years is closing its doors for the first time in 30 years.
That's too bad.
They left the doors open, flies got in, infected all the, sugar, and a lot of people got ill. So they have had to shut their doors.
A lot of lawsuits. It's really devastating the town right now, but that's okay, because you're here with Kip and the Captain.
That's right, on Wacow.
Never get tired of that at all.
No, and
after 8 years, it's fresh every time.
I feel like you're being sarcastic, Kip. That's okay.
Well, that's all right. I mean, we live in America and we can think what we want.
Sure, we do have opinions and stuff. But
that's
I just
right.
don't know why.
Some people's are more right than others, but that's fine. What's next up on the agenda? Apparently, there's a town hall meeting tonight. Make sure you get there earlier.
Ding!
What are you going to vote for?
I don't vote.
Oh.
No.
Don't really care about democracy. Well, that's fine.
I just don't like voting. I'm actually a voter snockelshift.
What about voting could possibly bother you?
It scares me. You know those booths? I got trapped in one of those booths when I was a young boy. Never will I go in one of those booths again.
How did you get trapped?
I went in. normally they have a curtain.
Right.
Well, they had upgraded these booths, and they were doors that those kind of the Z type, door, and it latched.
I think you were in a phone booth.
God, that makes so much sense now.
Anyway,
Kip.
let's check in with our traffic copter for drive time in the morning results out there on that wreck. We're on the horn now with Jamie Michelson up there on Traffic 1.
Yeah, this is Jamie. Kip, this is really bad out here. We got a lot of cars, a lot of things piled up. Not just cars. I'm talking we got like trees. There's a couple of animals, some deers. Everything's piled up out here.
That sounds terrible. You know what else is terrible is how badly the date went the other night. I'm really sorry and I'd like to apologize.
Kip, we're live.
I know.
Oh, Kip.
You're listening to WCOW.
But so whenever Jason's ready to get on the mic, he's got to explain why he bothered to show me the nest. Dude, the nest it was an exercise. There was an old MST3K bit from back in the day when I was watching their episodes on Comedy Central. And they had an episode called Deep Hurting because the experience of watching the motion picture was so bad. In order to get to anything cool or fun at all, it took like excruciating tours through character building scenes that meant nothing. And the nest has that in spades. And that is my pure opinion. So, but pretty soon, Jason's going to get in here and he's going to justify the nest to me. He's going to make me believe that film is part of a greater lexicon that belongs in American cultural zeitgeist.
When your heroes kind of die in front of you, it's, sometimes you just got to face it.
Holy shit.
And you got to face
Whoa.
it. And you just got to look. I mean,
big.
It's big.
Big.
Yeah, it's
you just
big.
said when your heroes die in front of you. Okay, where is this coming from?
We watched The Nest. It was broken up into 2 parts due to circumstances. But we watched The Nest, and honestly, it's been a long time since I've watched it.
Yeah.
And it, had some decent gore scenes, but it's not great. It's not great. And
there's
I thought
virtues to the. It's fun to. Okay, why is it fun to watch The Nest?
I thought it was much better than this. This second watch here was not great, and that's all. Like, and look, I had this picture in my head of what it was, and it's not the same thing.
Was nostalgia stronger than the
nostalgia was stronger?
Okay,
and I have a book that called The Nest that I think Gregory Douglas, whatever. I still haven't read it, but I don't think it's based on the same movie.
All right,
but it's a roach,
roach infestation.
It's a roach infestation, but.
Yeah, this was an ecological horror and a body horror film.
It was
ultimately body horror. That was about just way too many roaches in this small town, and this cop was going to figure it out. The sheriff was going to fucking.
They kept hinting around that it was something to do with this giant corporation, that was testing stuff, but they never went anywhere with it.
That never paid off.
Just tell us if you're the bad guy. Like tell us if you're polluting some area. But they didn't go there. They just said, okay, there's this corporation, whatever it was, and we've got roaches killing dogs and cats. Can we talk about the cat? The terrible scientist woman.
So
Brian, go.
I don't know. I mean, I'm about.
You remember that scene was intense.
So there was a female scientist that showed up from the big company.
She's a beautiful woman.
I still don't understand what the company's fit is into all of this. I didn't know if it was they were threatening the town or what was going on. I don't know.
she worked with that corporate guy.
The corporate guy,
we don't know why,
is some aged TV actor that was trying to do like, I'm going to be the lead guy. We're going to, hey, you get over there. Now you listen to me right now. Like he always had the answer.
Yeah.
It just fucking dumbassery all around, like just white privilege nonsense.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, the daughter comes in town, he's her dad, but we never really understand what's going on. He's just
barking at everybody,
wealthy, and
he's always he's telling people
But the scientist that comes in and starts doing these tests,
right? She's a company
she
person,
is
right? But
just like, she has no emotion, and she puts a cat, a kitty cat, a really cute cat, in a glass box out and
right.
puts it out in the middle of.
She's like, we got to test how
where
these
the dog died.
Yeah.
She puts this out in the yard where the dog died.
And they tried to do a Dune thing with the vibration rods, right? Like supposedly she set up rods that made vibration in the ground to scare them up.
Maybe I don't know, but this cat in this clear plastic, box. The box is like, I don't know, 3 feet by 3 feet. It's if you can imagine, these roaches come in there and start just gnawing through this cat, and the cat is just flipping and flopping. It is very upsetting.
Yeah,
like it's actually
like these death throes that are just like,
it's actually like, get that cat out of that box for a second. Like,
do you know what it reminded me of?
Like,
do you know what it reminded me of?
No.
Have you seen the Andromeda Strain?
I'd stray away from that.
Wash your hands.
No, I have.
The Andromeda Strain is a 1970s film that was based off of a Michael Crichton book. Michael Crichton eventually made Jurassic Park. He wrote Jurassic Park and the screenplay.
Did he
the movie.
have anything to do with Congo?
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
The reason I said that is because that's the only book I know he wrote. Like,
dude, he wrote so many things. Just like a bunch of his stuff got made into movies.
Nice.
But yeah. So I know there was a reason I was going down that path. Michael Crichton, he wrote like medical, like horror dramas and stuff like that. And, so he wrote a lot of like paperback kind of pulp novels and stuff. But then he worked in Hollywood, and then he developed, and he created ER and Jurassic Park.
Nice.
He's a doctor. What?
You're done.
Dude, come on.
Guys over here, I'm going to be doing surgery. Also, if you want a screenplay, I've got 2.
Just some people operate on a different field, man. If
you want to pick up my 2 screenplays, just grab them at my mailbox, and I'll be doing surgery. Hit me up if I need to direct a movie.
Right.
Fuck you.
Right. When did you first encounter this film?
This is a later one. This is not a big deal film. Like, this is not a.
When did you first see it?
Probably when I may have rented it from like Video Culture. So like probably.
What year?
I don't know. Probably early 2000s.
This is important.
2002, 2008.
And as we've spoken about before on this podcast, there was a place called Video Culture.
Wait, this is a podcast?
I thought...
No. I thought
this was a media product.
No, you said this was a radio show, Brian.
In a manner of speaking.
Is this a podcast?
If you want to use radio as a euphemism, then yes.
Because I told you, I said no. I said absolutely no podcast. I said we can do a radio show.
Oh.
As long as Carol and Shasta can...
Shasta's back?
Shasta's back. She's been... Well...
All right, so
she never was gone, but Carol is also back,
We took on 2 temps, and I didn't know about it. This isn't good.
Carol came back. She was very upset.
I would imagine so, after what I call the Get the Lights incident of 2019.
And I took full responsibility. I said, Carol, if you want to come back... I have my
part to play, too. I honestly have to admit.
She is doing very good. Thank you, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
So much.
How's it going?
She has been pairing up with craft services like you wouldn't believe.
craft services here.
We have a. Do you see the spread or not? You don't see the.
I thought I didn't know who that was for. I thought it was for the next show.
Oh,
Nobody told me anything about it. Oh,
it's in.
Sorry, I thought.
Okay.
I thought it belonged to somebody else because maybe
it's
maybe I'm looking to my friends to tell me.
Okay. Well, it's okay. I mean, you don't have to partake in anything.
It was nice, but I just well.
No, it's cool.
I just don't want to invite myself to a party. That's all I'm saying.
Man,
that's all I'm saying.
Well, so Shasta, she actually has been wonderful. As you can tell, the sound is better.
Yeah.
Shasta's a sound engineer from tiny town squeezed into the middle of LA. It's called Kaiserville, and she came out of there and listened to the production we're getting now.
This sounds
Shasta.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Shasta.
I have to be awesome.
I still don't understand why you haven't met her.
We have interns, and now we have temporary help that lasts sometimes days before you fire them. That's why I haven't bothered to get to know their names. The only reason I remember Shasta is because, well, that was a pretty big incident, and we only recently legally covered all of that. None of this is funny right now. Not in today's climate.
You're listening to WCOW. Wakaw.
All right, you've been driving along with Kip and Captain in the morning on WCOW.
Wakaw! That's right, it's Captain here with Kip. You better get those morning lattes brewing and a jug-a-lug-a-lugging because we're going to ride this train all morning long. That's right.
Yeah, all we've the got way till 10 o'clock.
Well, sure, that's normally when we cut the show, so yeah. All right, breaking news.
What do we got?
The news broke.
Whoa, that was a stinker. Okay, looks like we've got a bit of a break in the action here because we have live breaking news. It looks like that press conference is now underway down at City Hall. Mayor Lipton is going to be giving an official press conference in answer to yet another sexual scandal that has rocked his office lately, and we go there live.
Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate your time and attention today. This is a very serious matter. I take it serious. My wife, Kimmy, she takes it very serious. And it is serious, folks. I want you to know that, well, first and foremost, yes, I did have sex with a couple of interns. And let me tell you something right now. I'm so sorry. And I told my wife I wouldn't cry. But I need y'all's forgiveness. And I really, boy, this is hard. But I've been your mayor for many years. And I know that we're coming up on a re-election. And even though no one's running against me, I really would love it if y'all still just believed in me. Anyways, I did have sex. Thank you.
Yeah, it sounded like a bunch of malarkey to me. We all know what happened in there.
You're listening to WCOW. Wakaw.
Hey guys, this is Brian.
And this is Jason.
From Riders of the Apocalypse, and we wanted to say thank you very much for listening to the show.
Seriously, thanks.
Thank you for telling your friends if you had not already.
We really appreciate it.
And thank you very much for doing one more thing for us.
What's that?
That's going to ridersoftheapocalypse.com and checking out our social media links, checking out our merch links, and even checking out film commentaries for friends of the show. But that's not going to happen unless you do one thing, and that's ride with us.
Man, everything you're saying right now, Brian, is so true. Listen, folks, everybody out there, stop what you're doing. We just want you for half an hour, 35 minutes tops. Come on, hop on board, take a ride. Let's ride together. That's what we're here for, folks. You ride or you fly. And if you fly, I hope you fly, a decent airline. But anyways, fuck flying. Come on a ride. Got plenty of room in the back seat. Brian Hill, I even think he'll either scoot over or just get out. Let you ride shotgun. Either way, we're going to give you the comfortable seat and maybe even a cup holder. But come on, folks. It's time to ride. Every time I ask anybody to ride, they're always like, oh, I got something else to do. No, get in the car. Shut up. And let's ride, man. You only live so long. Hell, I wish I could get my wife to ride with me. Anyways, just come on and ride. Hey, I'm buying gas.